Hi, my name is Itzel Vargas, and before I started this course, I honestly was not aware of what kind of leadership style I was, but if I had to take a guess, I would definitely lean more towards the democratic style just because I like getting other people's inputs and being able to work together as a team. And I think that's what I leaned more towards, even knowing there was more than one type of leadership style. So, definitely major keys of learning that I learned throughout all these courses that I took. For example, on Foundations of Organizational Leadership, I realized that there was way more than one type of leadership style. And it definitely opened my eyes, and it made me realize that different organizations use different type of leadership styles, and that not all of them have to follow a certain rule or a certain leadership style. That there are different organizations, and those organizations use their type of leadership that works for them and has worked for many years. They went through different types of leaderships, and that is how they realized that that type of leadership is what works for them, and they've stuck with it as well. Another thing that I learned from that is that I am now a servant leadership. That's kind of more of where I lean to now that I discovered and I researched different types of leadership styles. I realized that I am more servant leadership. I like to hear other people's opinions and have them be able to openly express to me their opinions, because two brains are better than one, and I mean two minds are better than one. So it definitely helps also with conflicts, being able to gather all these different outcomes or possible outcomes that people give you, and being able to keep an open mind as well, and instead of just being sticking to one person's opinion, having many people around them be able to cooperate and be able to help out on the decision making in an organization. And then it also helped me because I was able to really research how different organizations get out of conflict, and that they also use different ways of negotiation to get out of those conflicts. And then for data-driven decision making course, I was able to know the importance of statistics and statistical thinking in improvising situations or solving problems. I was also able to identify and select data that was collected, as well as being able to interpret collective data. So before, I really didn't put much thought into why they would put this type of data, but now that I took this course, I now know why that data is there and the importance that it has. So for data-driven decision making, for organizational ethics and organizational behavior, I was able to understand how one should act at a job ethically and having a moral leadership. So in this course, I did research on different types of leaders and how some leaders have authoritarian leadership style, and that doesn't really work for a lot of organizations. It only has worked for a few. There are people or leaders that like to have certain things done their way, and they don't really let other employees or other members put their 2 cents into whatever they are deciding, and they just really like it into their own structured way. So for sure, it definitely made me realize what kind of leader I have in my own job and what leadership style they use. I also discovered that through those leadership styles, you can also affect what kind of employees work for you, and the mental health and the type of energy that you put out into your employees, and that also whatever you give is what you receive. So it definitely made me realize that as well. So for leadership theory, I now know that there are different roles that I have taken as a leader and ways that I could improve. So before in my leadership, I wasn't really thinking much of it. I knew that there was that I like having other people's opinions, and I definitely knew I was not authoritarian for sure. But now being able to know what kind of leadership style, I think that is pretty awesome because I am set in stone on what I know that what my leadership style is. For leading change course, I was able to explain and demonstrate behaviors and characteristics to establish credibility. Also, be able to explain the role of conflicts in organizational change and how to guide those different types of conflicts to serve the interests of that organization. And so the last course, which is these capstone courses that was taking, I thought it was pretty cool because I was able to research an organization and I was able to create a strategic analysis, and I put a lot of work and effort into researching this organization, and I just thought it was pretty cool being able to write different recommendations that I would give this organization and different things that I would do to have their organization prosper even more or better help them. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I learned a lot throughout all of these courses. So now I know that the leader that I am now is a servant leader. I know that I like being able to work as a team, being able to hear other people's opinions. I know that I'm an open-minded person and that I would never brush off anybody else's opinions. I want people to feel comfortable to tell me what they want, what they think I should change, what I shouldn't do, what I should do, because I know that we all have a common goal, and that goal is to better the organization that we are working for, and that nobody's ever trying to overstep. They are only trying to help. I never want to be the person that says, oh no, your idea is not good enough. I always want to be able to hear people and their type of thinking, because maybe their thinking might be the solution to my problem, or maybe their outside of the box thinking might help discover the issue that I have in the organization. So it is always okay to be able to get other people's inputs and be able to hear from everybody and anyone that wants to say something, because at the end of the day, it is helping the organization become even better. Where do I go from here, and where do I need to continue in my leadership journey? So from now, I definitely now that I know all these different type of leadership styles, I like to really pay attention to the type of leadership that I have at my current job, or the leadership styles that my friends have, of what they tell me. I like to be able to distinguish what kind of leadership they are, and being able to understand all those different concepts has really opened my eyes, and it's made me realize that I am in the right place, because I know that for a fact I'm not in an authoritarian leadership style, because I am happy where I'm at, and I know that I am more of a democratic slash servant leadership, under a servant leadership. So I think that's pretty awesome that I am able to decipher that just from all these courses that I've taken, and I'm definitely going to apply this in my future, in anything that I need, whether I have a career change or whether I change my job. So I think that's pretty awesome, and I'm glad that I was able to take this course and learn all these different things.